What's up guys, it's Mystic coming to you guys with yet another YouTube video. Now today we're going to talk about Legends of Tomorrow episode 16 titled Legacy. So let's get right into it. Now in the season finale we find out that Rip brings everyone home to 2016. He tricks them with a hologram and takes off. He doesn't want to risk anyone's life in order to take down Savage. He's lost enough already, his family and Snart, so he doesn't want to risk anything else. Now, most of the side stories while they're in 2016 are not that interesting, except for Sarah finding out that Laurel is dead, and that absolutely devastates her. At the same time, the team trying to contact the Wave Rider, they go back to the point where they got dropped off, and they signal Rip to come back. Once Sarah gets on the ship, she goes crazy. She threatens Rip into changing Laurel's death, changing the timeline, taking the team back to where Laurel died, or before Laurel died, and tried to change that event from happening. However, Rip tells Sarah that if he sends her or the team back to that point in time, that Laurel will die, Sarah will die, and their dad would die. So that was actually the original outcome of Sarah's future before she got picked up by the Wave Rider in episode 1. Rip tells Sarah that no matter what she does, that she's not going to be able to change her destiny, which is kind of ironic considering what Rip's been trying to do the entire season. So something that probably could have been explained a little bit more. Now Kendra messages the team from France 1944 that she's there with Savage. She ends up writing a note and hiding it in a helmet from a soldier from World War II. Now obviously that kind of travels through time, because at some point Rip picks up that helmet or somehow onto the ship, and they find that that note when they're talking in the group, finding out what kind of options they have to find Savage. They travel to 1944 France to try to save Kendra. Now at the same time, Savage reveals his plan to Kendra and Carter of what he's trying to do. That their powers came from the Thanagarian technology and 3 meteors that crashed back in Egypt. However, he plans to detonate the meteors in 3 different time frames, in 1958, 1975, and 2021. So if he detonates each meteor at different times, he'll destroy the world each time, and that should cause some sort of shockwave that will allow him to go back to ancient times where, he first got his power, and instead of being tied with their destiny, maybe have his own destiny, be the leader of the world, and have everything under his control. So I guess that's his ultimate plan. At that point, the team tries to ambush Savage in 1944. He brings some soldiers along, and they end up fighting against Nazis, his soldiers. However, he ends up getting away with one of the meteors, and they're able to save Carter, but not Kendra. Unfortunately, they're kind of still in the same position right there. Carter tells the team about the meteors and Savage's plan. Martin right away comes up with a plan to try to stop him, a good way to kill Savage in each different time periods, because they have the theory that because he's immortal, he's going to try to contact each individual Vandal Savage in each year in order for that Savage to detonate the meteor and perform the ritual with Kendra and Carter's blood. They split into teams, each in every time zone, and as always, the fight scenes are great. No complaint there. I'm always happy with the fight scenes, especially Sarah. Whoever that actor is, her fighting choreography is superb. I love how she fights. You can tell she does a lot of her own stunts, and she's very well knowledgeable with choreographing, fighting, and all that stuff. She's great in a lot of the fights, so that's great. The fight goes down. Kendra stabs Savage with one of the original artifacts, but they have to kill Savage in each time frame. So Sarah chokes Savage to death, and Mick burns Savage to death. They end up saving the world and killing Savage. I was hoping maybe he would still survive. There's still a lot of things that weren't explained about him that I wish they would have. Maybe they still will in the second season. Who knows? They didn't stop him soon enough before the meteors would explode. So Ray shrinks one of the meteors. I do believe it's in 1958. Jax transmutates one of the meteors in 1975. And then the last one they can't seem to figure out how to defuse it. So Rip takes it into space and flies it into the sun. Everyone kind of says their goodbyes. They obviously think that he is going to die. However, before crashing into the sun, Rip ejects the meteor and time jumps moments before he left Earth, before picking up the third and final meteor. So he's still alive. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Now, as everything comes to a close, Rip offers the whole team to be Time Masters with him, because there are no Time Masters and someone needs to keep order and keep the timeline intact. And who better than, you know, for a former Time Master? So he offers them to be part of his team. And they cut back to some scenes about them saying goodbye to some of their loved ones. So, you know, they're back at 2016. You know, the only two that kind of stood out to me is Sarah and Mick. Obviously, because Sarah goes to Laurel's grave and pays her respects, says goodbye. And Mick, who goes back to Snart. And at this point in time, he's still alive, which wasn't explained 100% how that worked. But he says goodbye to Snart. Obviously, Snart has no idea what happened, because I think whatever happened to him and him sacrificing himself existed outside of time. Yeah, again, that's only a theory. It was never explained to us. They all get back to the Wave Rider. The only two that decide not to go is Kendra and Carter. They want to live out their life and be happy. Right before they get on the Wave Rider, a man appears and tells them that Mick sent them from the future to warn them not to get on the Wave Rider or else they will die. He reveals that his name is Rex Tyler and is also known as Our Man from the Justice Society of America. As a DC fan, a DC fanboy, because I'm a DC fanboy, I'm going to go out and say it, alright? I'm very happy with these episodes. You know, they throw a lot of these Easter eggs, and especially like Our Man, and knowing that the Justice Society of America is going to happen, or they're teasing it, and, you know, the possibility. I'm excited. I'm up for it. It is great. But they do need to improve Legends of Tomorrow a lot. And what I mean is the pacing. Just the pacing in general, the writing. Again, the actors are doing fine. I'm sure they'll have people to replace Carter and Kendra and Snart. You know, Our Man is probably going to be one of them. That's fine. Not a problem. But again, either make the season a little longer or really actually condense and streamline the plot a little bit more, because they put a lot of these side plots in the shows and the episodes, and they sometimes don't fit, and you're just feeling like, you know, I wish they would go back and try to explain that. You know, like, how did Snart is still alive? How did Malcolm Merlyn bring back Savage after they vaporized him in 2015 or 2016, whenever they did that crossover? They never explained that. You know, there's these things that you wish that they explored. The show was great. I'm very happy with it. They're going in the right direction. I hope Jeff Johns is able to oversee a lot of the things that were wrong with it and fix them, and I'm confident they will. But again, they need to do it. Again, guys, I hope you guys liked the season finale of Legends of Tomorrow. I know I did. I liked the show overall. The good parts outweighed the bad parts. The action, the characters, you know, all that stuff was awesome. Leave a like on the video as always. Leave a comment down below, leaving your thoughts. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.